Today I saw a poll about the top athletes in the NBA. And I went through the list, it was 20 deep, and I still didn't see Steph Curry's name. Uh, I'm not going to say that Steph Curry's definitely the best athlete in the NBA, but not to mention him in the top 20 to me makes the list irrelevant. But if you look at the list, you can see where the biases are. So number one, it's those who dunk a lot. Okay, so players like Zach LaVine, Kenneth Faried, LeBron James, Gerald Green, names like these, nothing to take away from their athleticism, and they are probably great athletes. But there is definitely a bias towards those who dunk a lot and those who dunk well. The second bias then was also towards taller players who move well or who can jump again. So a player like DeAndre Jordan, even a Kevin Durant, these are players, 6'9", 6'10", 7 feet tall, who can run and jump pretty well. And so the bias is to call them better athletes than, a shorter athlete like a Steph Curry who moves better and shows, to me, a great deal more athleticism. So what do I mean by that? Again, so the list and the names and the dunkers and so forth are basically picking up on one aspect of athleticism, and that's explosiveness or power. Now, you can argue that is one of, if not the most important quality for a basketball player. But let's just look at somebody like Steph Curry versus a DeAndre Jordan. DeAndre Jordan's not a good shooter, and most often we write that off as just a skill. Okay, so he just hasn't practiced enough, or he learned a poor technique for shooting, so on and so forth. But I think it goes deeper than that. I think it goes to part of what makes somebody into a great athlete, and that is that coordination comes before control, and control becomes before skill. And so when I look at the way that DeAndre Jordan shoots, he is not a coordinated athlete. He's powerful. For a 7-footer, he moves exceptionally well. But he just, in terms of the skills of basketball, he lacks that coordination. Whereas you watch somebody like Steph Curry, and I don't know if I could, at this point, find a more coordinated athlete in the world in any sport. Maybe somebody like Novak Djokovic. Still somebody like Roger Federer. But other than that, I mean, Steph Curry has to be on the list of the top 5 to 10 athletes in the world in any sport. And not because he can jump high, but if you watch his movement, his quickness, his ability to change directions, and then his ability to perform skills. So his hand-eye coordination, his basic coordination of his body, in terms of his movement, everything links up perfectly. Everything times, the synchronicity of movement, it's flawless. And so when you watch him, he makes the game look easy. And in a lot of ways, that's the easiest way to tell athleticism or coordination is somebody who makes these movements look effortless. They're very efficient, no wasted movement, no wasted energy. That's how you can really see athleticism. And so not to take anything away from some of the other players, and especially those, who are exceptional playing above the rim, but to discount Steph Curry's athleticism and simply push his excellence onto simply skill, I think we're misunderstanding what athleticism is. And he is great at skill because he is a great athlete. And so that athleticism and that foundation comes before his actual shooting skill. So he has amazing coordination. I know I saw an interview with his trainer who said that he has the best nervous system that he's ever seen. And just from the way he moves and the way his shot works and everything, I 100% agree. He's put together as well as you could hope an athlete to be put together at this point. And that's why he's exceptional, with his movement, with his skill, and with everything else that he does on a basketball court. And so to discount these things, I think we're just limiting our opinions of athleticism to one thing, specifically jumping, and ignoring a multitude of other factors that comprise athleticism in basketball.